In my opinion, I think we're starting to see the results of awareness going up around mental health and mental health conditions, whilst services, and particularly statutory services within NHS, are stagnating. So a lot more people now are aware of maybe their own mental health and their own struggles, but they can't necessarily get access to the help and support that they need. And so I think that's why we are now seeing more people coming to the Hub of Hope to look for alternative type of support from charities than ever before. I think there's a lot of other reasons, the cost of living, with many other issues that are happening from an economic point of view, and how the world is at the moment as well. A lot of things that cause a lot of uncertainty for a lot of people. So there's a lot of contributing factors towards that, which is why I think we're seeing a huge increase in people coming to the Hub of Hope. What we're trying to do is give people options to help and support. So we believe that the Hub of Hope can play a significant role in reducing the amount of people who are maybe going to A&E for mental health support and waiting for days in many cases. I think that we can significantly reduce the amount of people who are waiting on waiting lists for NHS support by signposting people to other options of support. The voluntary sector is an incredible sector that often has the trust of their own communities and can treat people and see people and help people in a way that NHS services may not be able to. I think the UK government need to realise what the power of working in collaboration is. I think you've got so many community assets that can actually help keep people well within their own communities, keep people away from NHS support, keep people away from A&E, which isn't necessarily the place for them. And once you are getting NHS support, for example, and then you come out of that support, it's about keeping people well. We know through our analytics that there's almost a third of our traffic to the Hub of Hope comes from NHS sources. What that means is that people are going to NHS looking for help and support, and then are then coming to the Hub of Hope to find alternative support. We know that we can play a role when the UK government and the Health Minister at the moment is talking about a priority of keeping people out of hospital and keeping them well in their communities. And you've got to fund those communities and equip those communities to work as closely as they can. It's not about just throwing money at it. It's about collaboration, working together. And I'd argue that you can spend less money, just spend it better in areas where it can be used and go further. And get to listen to us and to listen to the people on the ground to actually what the need is. So I think Merseyside is a really special area. We know that it's got some of the most deprived areas. It's one of the most areas that struggle the most when it comes to mental health and suicide in particular as well. But also at the same time, it's an area that always uses those difficult times to try to find new ways of working, to try to be self-sustainable and to propel itself forward. So whilst as an area we often see a lot of people coming to us looking for help and support, we also know that it's home to some incredible organizations and incredible charities that are often created through loss and hurt and pain, using lived experience that has an attitude of, well, we'll sort it ourselves, instead of waiting for the government or NHS to fund us. Obviously we were created in Liverpool, but there's so many other organisations that, even if they don't have roots in the Merseyside area, have come to the Merseyside area to try to get things started. So there's still a lot that we need to do, but I have a lot of hope for the people of Merseyside that we are offering more help in this area than anywhere else.